Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people, rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage, all got perspective. It's a collective. Get to the bottom where the truth is, where the heart's uncovered, where you detox from all of the lies you smothered. What I'm trying to kill you, but with faith you recover. Yeah. Peel off the makeup, we finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up. Execute goals regardless. Decalcify my pineal. Breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe. So down me we know. Sometimes we can be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's an art tool. Reflect on all the juice like torture. It's on you, tell the truth.
Yeah, we about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. Listen. Yeah. Aim in the fit so you see in the mirror. Play with your focus and watch it get clear. Polish your crown, turn it up if you wear it. You live in the root, release what you're fearing. And watch it all rise, the righteous will hear it. They calling us twisted, I'm not even caring. Because it's unseen, the mind is too barren. They won't even heal it, they pass it to cheering. We over here healing, conversing and listening. Know that the truth isn't always appealing, but end it with healing and find your beginning. Frequency positive, what you receiving. Perception is up to you, what you believing. What you retrieving, mentally speaking. Life that they breathing, no words from a heathen. Don't know it all, but together undefeated. Conversation rather want it, you need it. Could fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the trial with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation rather want it, you need it. Could fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the trial with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen, hey. Yeah.
We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. Praying for truth cause the world is so fickle. Keeping my mental how clean as a whistle. Attention's a trap, they can lead you astray. Steering this ship through the storm and the haze. Real conversations are lost in the greed. Others get lost in the web that it weaves. Sift through the rhetoric, uncover schemes. Knowledge inherited, this is imperative. I got a lot on my mind and I'm sharing it. Apples to oranges, it ain't no comparisons. I'm the type that'll never break character. I'm the type to make memories and cherish them. Trust intuition and doubt of disparity. Pursuing the echoes of wisdom. Chasing that moment of clarity. Conversation rather one and you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track with the students and teachers. All got a voice, who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation rather one and you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track with the students and teachers. All got a voice, who the ears that'll listen. Who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen.
It's on you, tell the truth.
Peace, everyone. We got exciting news. We're rebranding and coming out stronger than ever. Before we get into tonight's show, I want to talk a little bit about it. Universe Badger. Remember, it's been 3 years, going on 4 years in July since we've done this.
Well, aside from the fact that you called me Universe Badger, which I'm
room tortoise.
It's going on 4 years of what is exceptionally grueling work, believe it or not.
It is. We've had our ups and our downs and our ins and our outs, and oh my goodness, blood, sweat, and tears. We made it. So, you know what happened though when we first started off the show? We didn't do it the right way because I didn't know. Someone just come to me one day, Bradley. I love Bradley. Bradley's my family. Bradley come to me one day and said, start a podcast. I said, okay. We talked about this before. I'm just going to revamp just real quick. And I was like, okay, so we did. I come up with the name, I come up with the logo, I come up with all that stuff. And then all of a sudden, I was like, well, I need a co-host. Couldn't find one for the longest. And I finally, was She Breeze or whatever from the Safe Place. She said, I got someone for you, and they gave me you, and you've been by my side through it all, thick as thieves through it all, and it's been a struggle. But when I first started it, we did it wrong. And I didn't think it was going to be this big, and I didn't think it was going to last that long. I honestly really didn't know where it was going to be because they said just start one, so I did. I didn't know how much commitment I had for it. I didn't know how much dedication I had for it. I didn't know how much it helped me heal.
I mean, gloat. Say it. Tell them like it is, because it's been 4 years where it's just an insane workload. We moved all over the place, split up, we got together to work on things. It's up and down and absolutely crazy, and we're still here at the end of the day. And
we're still here. So, as I was saying, when I first started it, I did it wrong. I did it backwards. People thought our podcast was Unseen Twisted Truths, LLC was the name of our podcast, which it isn't. It isn't. It hasn't been since we started it. We came up with Unseen Twisted Truths, LLC as our business. And granted, it was for the podcast, but at the end of the day, we became the People's Podcast within the first month of us doing it, when we've been the People's Podcast.
Yeah,
it just
stuck.
It's just stuck, and our SEO just got messed up, and everything got messed up, and our name got messed up, and I didn't know it was gonna. Like I said, I didn't know it was gonna last this long. So, with that all being said, I said everything to say this: everything's changing now. We branched off so much. We have so many different entities under Unseen Twisted Truths LLC. We got about 6 different things that we're doing. We are doing, not only are we doing the People's Podcast on Tuesdays and Thursdays, on Mondays we're doing Let the Children Talk, Let the Children Speak. So that's something huge for us that we just started. And we're only on episode 8, I do believe. It's not many. It's still fresh and new. And we want to put that out there. So from now on, we are going to mention on every one of our things that we do, we're going to mention each and every one of them, because we have to support ourselves if we want people to join. So
what would you say? Mention? Oh yeah, no, I wanted to say, you should follow that. Let's keep pushing it, because it's not the same, but it's something we do.
And we got our email address now set up for Love and Unity at unseentwistedtruths.com. And everything's going to be changing. We just have to do it the right way so we can be heard, because we're growing. We get the bus. Our logos are going to be stamped all over the bus, and they're going to know us by the 3 monkeys.
I'm a tortoise.
So, welcome, SGF Graham. Welcome to the People's Podcast.
Peace. How y'all doing?
All is truly well. Our website's up. It's not completely finished, but it's up. And everything's getting changed around, and we finally got our email address hooked up to it and everything. So we're doing it the right way so we can get bigger marketing and better branding and get recognized for what we do offer.
Hey, the only thing, promises change. Glad it's positive.
Always. And thank you for being a part of it with us. I mean, you're a real detrimental piece to this thing for us too. I love that you're part of it with us.
Most definitely. I appreciate y'all having me along the ride.
Yeah. So everybody listening, everybody on TikTok land, welcome to the People's Podcast with the ears that will listen and where your opinion matters. Today we're going to talk about a decision many of us avoid until it hurts. Too many ignore. Do you stay and keep trying, or do you walk away and choose growth? Staying can feel like loyalty. Leaving can feel like failure. Growth often asks us to challenge both beliefs. Before we get into this today, our conversation, we want to give a special thanks to our sponsor, Shimmerwood CBD infused seltzer beverages. If you're looking for a calm moment to breathe, to reset, or to just be present. Pop open a can of Shimmerwood CBD infused beverages. They have you covered. Use our promo code The People and get 30% off your order. Now let's get into this and let's be honest with ourselves and with each other. Let's do a deeper meaning on what it means, Moon Tortoise.
Stay or go. The courage to grow is about reclaiming personal authority. The episode explores how many people confuse endurance with strength and sacrifice with love. Growth asks harder questions, not just whether something can be saved, rather whether it should be. Staying can be powerful when growth is mutual. Leaving becomes necessary when your pace, identity, or safety is at the cost of staying. The deeper truth is this: growth requires honesty. Sometimes honesty leads to repair, sometimes it leads to release. Both paths demand courage.
SGF Graham, how do you personally define growth right now in your life?
Well, dang, I don't think I never really thought about describing it. Yeah, I wouldn't. Fun. It's fun for me. It's been a lot of aggravating moments, a lot of dark moments that I had to come out on this growth or whatever. Especially remember how far I've came and dealing with the situation that's trying to drag me back. Well, at least that's what my brain will be telling me or whatever. It feel attacks on all levels, but the the growth coming out of it is it's exhilarating or whatever. It let me know I can do much more. But it can be a lot of suffering dealing with it, because you're dealing with yourself mostly. Or whatever. When you realize growth isn't dealing with the world, you'll realize it's dealing with yourself, dealing with the true you and what need to be changed or whatnot. And boy, that's a journey when you really go for it.
Yeah. I want to ask each of us that and welcome DDH the bubble. I want to ask you, Moon Tortoise, because I have a way of thinking too. How do you personally define growth right now in your life?
That's also an interesting one. Appreciated the candid response from SGF Graham because it kind of matches my energy on it. It can mean a lot of things. The main thing is seeing the rebrand and 4 years worth of incredibly hard work maybe come to fruition a little more. I released a fun promo about it earlier. And seeing other things you do, but that's not all of it, right? Because that's like material and physical things in the world, and they can be incredibly good. But are you yourself growing? And I would say yes, because I wouldn't say down on myself, but I've been really upset or feeling some type of way about putting all the damn work in, and not only that, but how much frickin' work Badger and Kendall and everybody do for this podcast. And it's so nice to see that. And my response was to get upset about it for some reason, which it's weird because then I started going back over my messages and looking through. Is that okay if I talk about this, Badger?
Yes.
I started going through messages from people I've talked to through the podcast about addiction and whatnot. Boy, there sure was a lot of them, and I couldn't clip enough of them out. I sent a bunch to Badger, and I'm like, holy shit. It's really good to see something make a difference. And then people years later on different messages saying, yeah, I'm doing really good. That's growth. That's growth. Seeing your positivity affect others is growth. So, yeah. Sorry for the long-winded response, but
No.
you know how it goes.
So for me, I'm going to personally define my growth right now in life as like a scary roller coaster ride that I probably shit my pants twice. Maybe I shit my pants.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know, because I was scared and I could have. And I don't know. I was a lot of things were uncertain. I'm not quite sure on a lot of things actually. I do know though I'm still here. And I'm gonna go back in the line though. And I will wait to get on the roller coaster again because it was exhilarating, even though I was scared shitless a lot of times. It was one hell of a ride and it still is.
Right. The aggravation SGS talked about is that line though. That's the worst part of elevators or elevators. Some elevators. Roller coasters.
So Daryl, is it Daryl? Is it Daryl?
Oh, we have Dre, Jason. Oh, it's Dre, Jason Kidd. Hi. Hello, everyone. Hello, Dre. And once again, I hope you're really doing good. Been a while, and we hope you're doing well.
He did that. Shit his pants? I hope you didn't shit your pants. I've done it. I ain't gonna lie.
You're allowed one a year, baby. That's okay. Jason.
So what do you think, Moon Tortoise? What do you think that keeps people staying in situations that no longer serve them?
My favorite response is a multitude of factors. It can be fear, loyalty. It can be something really bad, like a situation that's really awful, or it can be something mundane. And I guess that depends on the level of attachment you have to that situation.
Yeah.
And it could be very severe circumstances too, which is terrible. Fear is good. Loyalty.
What do you think, SGF Graham? What keeps people staying in situations that no longer serve them?
The fear of how people feel about them quitting or giving up, which I label them two different things. I feel like quitting is like, let's say the person has a physical ailment and you can't deal with getting the care for them anymore or whatever, and people just quit. I really don't like those people, but I kind of understand it because it's your life or whatever. But hey, then you have people that give up, and to me, it's okay to give up. You understand you can't figure this out or whatever. This isn't for you or whatever. And people actually care what people say about the decisions that they're making for their life that is better for them. And they will stay in that situation because mama said just work on it. Daddy said take some counseling, and they know that it's done. They know that both should give up and move on or whatever. But because of what everybody has to say or the stigmas, they will stay. I did it. I stayed 6 years longer than I was supposed to, just to be told, well, Darius, you're grown. You could have did what you wanted to do, even though they was pressing me to stay the whole time. So,
and I want to say that what keeps a person staying in a situation longer than it serves them, I don't mean just relationships. I mean jobs. I mean, jobs are like slave work. When you stay with the slave master a little bit way too long just because you're comfortable with the pay. You're comfortable with the routine that you put on. You're comfortable knowing what you're going to do every day, even though none of it makes any sense anymore. And it's not benefiting you. You're not, it's a secure thing. It's secure. You got that knowing of that it's going to be there regardless. Or, a lot of people, it's not even really just fear either. I think a lot of people are tired. They're tired of trying. They're tired of starting over. They're tired of the fact of I just put all my eggs in this basket and it had a motherfucking hole bigger than my head in it. And I had no clue because I told my mind that this was it. This is the job I'm going to retire from. This is my last year in working. This is the relationship that I'm going to be in the rest of my life. And your mind will hold on to that no matter how much that beats you, no matter how much that is no longer serving you, no matter how terrible that is. Your mind's you already told your mind this, so your mind's going to hold on to it when your heart says get, go, run. Your stomach says get, go, run. Your nerves say get, go, run. Your sleep pattern says get, go, run. Everything does except for your mind, because you told your mind that this was it.
Yeah. How about Captain Alcoholism swooping in to say addiction? Because that's what I do too. You know, why do we stay in addiction? Is it a false illusion of convenience that something is benefiting us because we're just so attuned to it?
Say it, SGF Graham.
Okay, so I know what I would do in this situation, but in your situation, for work, how did you handle getting that out of your mind frame? So we talking about what it is, but how did you get out of it?
The universe did it for me because I wasn't going nowhere. I stayed there for 19 years.
Oh, so you got pushed.
Yeah, it might not have been the same facility, because I didn't pass a facility more than 5 years, and I ended up leaving it and do my own thing. But I stayed in that same medical field position for 19 years, and I would have kept on doing it because I loved what I did, just not how much I did it and where I did it and who I did it for. And the universe said, now we're making your shit lapse and we're changing the date on it. And in COVID, everything shut down, so you can't fix it. You gotta go.
That was almost how I did. Like, I couldn't even understand why I wasn't leaving, because I was definitely worth more than what I was getting paid. But I stayed way entirely too long. Like, I mentally kept telling myself, but physically I wasn't doing nothing about it. And then one day all them accusations came up, and then my very next job was $7 more an hour or whatever, it was like, and it was the same position where I was like, dang. Like, now since that, I'm not gonna lie, I don't hesitate. Whatever, like, I don't hesitate now. Well, but it took like the universe said, all right, time's up. Well, God saying to me, I am saying your time up with this.
And I have and I don't mean to say I really, really rough, because it's not been just that but I'm just saying I for the fact of that I had the job and I stayed in the position. Once I quit that position and I decided that I no longer was going to work for anybody ever again, even as a private pay contractor for the medical field, and I was just going to do something different. I was going to do Reiki and do massages and just spiritual stuff, and no longer deal with the medical field in that way. I mean, I went from having the nursing degree to a CNA license to a pharmacy tech certificate, all that, and I'm no longer doing any of that. And that's all I knew. And the reason I decided that I was no longer going to do any of that, and I was going to allow the universe to guide me, and I was going to listen, this podcast came about, and it's been staying afloat, and I have not worried about paying it and taking care of it. And I pay over $100, and I'm not saying me alone. I'm saying it loosely, just for the fact that I'm speaking. Has been paying for this going on 4 years and not worried about it, because the universe has been providing. Once you stop trying to match that frequency and wait for that frequency to come to you, and you just trust, it finds its way to you. And what really is meant for you will keep going. You can't stop it. And I was so worried about so much other stuff. And when I did work, I worked from paycheck to paycheck, and I was like struggling way worse than when I said fuck it and give up and stop worrying. Once I stopped worrying, I felt so free.
It's kind of sad to see these larger, all these big corporations. How do I not going to tone this down? These enormous monopolies come in and push all these mom and pops jobs and stuff. People who could work in your town, you work for locally, honestly, and shit, you work on farms and stuff. It sounds like it's really bad and it's hard work, but it's actually a lot of fun working for people like that. I see a lot of people, and I know a lot of people who are really good, smart, creative, hardworking, honest people who are getting pushed to their limit and taken advantage of by a bunch of horrible corporations while people put their fucking feet on their back. It's disgusting. Good people. Man, fuck. And let he who hasn't swung a hammer or threw some sod down or baled some damn hay for, a couple damn summers working in stockyards to throw the first stone, but throw trash. But they don't treat people right. It's tough.
And my question is, when has leaving felt like betrayal of yourself for others? And I'm going to tell you, I was told that I was a runner. I'm a runner. I'm a track star. I don't stay in relationships long. I'll get far. One of those things. I was a go. The first sign, I was like, I don't think so. And I drifted. I went from one place to another, to another, to another. And I got told, you don't stay long enough to see if it'll work. You don't stay long enough to see if it'll work. And I was like, no, I'm going to listen. I'm going to listen to my inner gut, because when I stayed too long, it was never of me and it hurt me. And a lot of people tried to take me out of this realm. So, I mean, a lot of people have. I've encountered at least 6 people that have threatened, held a gun to my head, something, and they meant it. Like they all meant it.
This is hardcore Badger stuff, honestly. Really, you live up to the title.
and at the end of the day, I was like, because I didn't stay places. Because when I did stay too long, I stayed in situations because I had to have some form of stability for my son. I had to do something as a responsible parent for my son, because I had to put up with things, because my father said this is what women put up with. And I had to tolerate things. And so when I left, it felt like betrayal to me, because I really was going to try. I was going to stay a little longer than my gut wanted me to. And I was going to see if it panned out. And every single time, and I ain't going to hold you up, every single time I don't listen to the universe, it don't get better, it gets worse. I've never, and I don't know if this is how it is with anybody. I pray it's not like this with anybody. But I've never stayed in a situation, or I never not stayed in a situation. And it got better.
Right.
Because once you allow, and this is jobs even, once you allow people to disrespect you in a certain manner, they're too comfortable doing it. That's Jeff Graham.
Yeah.
Once you allow people to disrespect you in a certain manner, they're going to keep on doing it.
Yeah, pretty much. Ain't got no reason to stop.
You let them know it's okay. So yeah, So it felt like betrayal to me, because I really was gonna try. But then I started learning I didn't love me. That's what it was. Not properly. I didn't know what healthy boundaries were. And I didn't know I had them back then when I was running. When I didn't stay somewhere too long, because then it felt like work. And they started making me be the only person on the shift and taking care of 63 people. That's illegal. That's illegal. And denying me my breaks and telling me that it's because of snowstorm, I have to stay there more than 3 days in a row. That's illegal. Yet they did it. And there's nothing I could do about it. And if I said I was going to say something about it, they threatened me. So like, yeah. No.
I ain't never cared about a threat. I done started a boycott at BMW circling and won. I do not care none of that threat. Just power me up. Do not threaten me.
I don't know. I was a young mother, and then I really needed that job. But yeah, so ask Jeff Graham, how does or what physical or emotional signs show up when something is no longer aligned?
Biggest one for me is don't care.
When you no longer care?
Yep. When everything around you no longer you no longer have no feelings about it. Like it just is what it is about it. You no longer get angry about the situation you in. You just know you got to do something about it. You expect everything that's making you feel like it's time for a change. You're expecting that. You're not expecting anything that'll make you say it's not time for a change. That's when it gets dangerous. The calm storm, the eye of the storm. When you reach the eye, when you calm and you're accepting of the negative stuff that's going on, it's really time to go.
Yeah.
You know, you're both very, very relatable. And one of the worst things I heard in the whole thing there was I bet a lot of bad situations started out with I was a single mom and I needed the job. And that's bad because this is not the first time I've heard this.
Yeah. So how do you think guilt and obligation influence the decisions to stay?
You asking me.
I am.
Guilt and,
Obligation.
well, I mean, when you feel too invested, there's some weird saying for that to fallacy. When you feel so invested in it, and you got fear and you get trauma behind, there's so many different ways you can produce guilt over something. Hell, I was guilty over my loved ones. That's a hard one, especially with loved ones, because they can be absolutely hell to deal with. And then, boom, there's the guilt. But once again, things pass and change, and then you're left with more than that. So, uh, it's kind of weird because my dad was a really nice person, but I stayed with my mom for so long, and she was very toxic. Because I thought I could fix my mom. There was like 2 times in her life when she got sober, and that was enough to see. I'm like, wow, she's so intelligent and fun. What a fallacy that was. And there's more to life than just the internet. And the internet was in its infancy, and there was like all kinds of tube sites happening, and I was young and impressionable. And I was like, I'm gonna go where the internet is and where the jobs are. Ended up stocking coolers and looking at you porn all day. And where did that get me? Bottom of the 12-pack. Man, why do we do that to ourselves? I should have just left. My dad did the same thing, and I don't like to just talk about my experience, but it makes sense. My father stayed in this situation with my mom because he said, any mother is better than no mother. That was, the test results concluded that was a lie.
Say it again. Say it again because you glitched. Any what?
He said, any mother is better than no mother. So he kept a dangerous individual around the children. And it ruined his life, ours. Why?
Yeah.
Love. I don't know.
What was that question again?
About guilt.
So guilt or obligation make you stay in a situation.
Okay, yeah. Definitely not no guilt, because if you only knew the things and the hopes I had in my head during my marriage, you would probably laugh and think it was so funny. But I would be so serious. But obligations, yeah, because I wanted to be better than the ones that made me or whatever. I put myself in a situation where I knew it was dead, but I was gonna stay there until they was 18 years old at least. I was gonna make it to where they at least hit college, I had set a goal in my head, even though I knew it was dead by the time my oldest one was at the age of 2, whatever. And that obligation drained me so bad to where I didn't even understand what I even wanted in life for 3 or 4 years, because I had been doing everything to keep this alive, which was not doing me. And that came with a lot of regret. Regret was the biggest part of that, because I lost 9 years of grind to what I was supposed to do and everything, and you can't get it back. And that bothered me for a long time, in which I lost probably 3 more years being bothered by it before I just realized stop complaining and just get to it. So it was just a roll down the hill until I finally just put the brakes on.
Jeez. Do I even know you? Who are you, SGF? You never like this understood. You are so honest and transparent tonight about shit. And I'm not saying you're not, but man, that was very relatable. I'm glad you said that. I needed to hear that too. That time lost is a bitch.
It definitely is.
You know, my mom was married 5 times. She didn't know she wanted girls, guys, what? She had no clue. She had no clue. She just wanted love. She didn't care who was from by. She didn't care if it was an animal. She just wanted love. She don't care. She just wanted anything to want her. And if it did, she wanted it. So that was crazy. And I told myself, and all I wanted her in my life so much. I wanted her to love me so much. I kept going back to her. She kept throwing me away, and I kept going back, and she kept throwing me away. And I still kept going back, because all I wanted was my mom to want me and be proud of me. And I said it wasn't going to be like that, you know? I said, there's no way I'm going to be like that. I'm not going to be like that. And I didn't date no one long. I didn't date her right away. And then my dad told me, you have a child now. And when my son was 3 months old, I packed him up everything. And I said, there's no reason you need to come back to my house at all. You barely even care about your kids. So you don't even use that as an excuse. Here's some food. Here's some money. Here's some cigarettes. Here is your Father's Day present. Here's some clean clothes. I have nothing for you. Don't ever come back. And I'm grateful for that. And I should have kept that attitude, because I end up staying somewhere for 5 years. And my dad told me some miserable things. And I tried taking myself out of this realm a couple times. And it was not good. And then I stayed in another situation for 9 almost. And then I was really an enabler. And it really just... I'm not going to say I was dumb, because I don't think there's no time wasted. I really don't believe in there's time wasted. I learned so much from all that. So much from all that. Even the bad things, I learned so much from all that. I don't think there's time wasted, because I feel that everything happened right when it was supposed to happen, right when it happened, and right when it needed to happen. I just took a little longer to get to that ideal of this is what it needed to do. And I learned when I could leave that person for 9 years, that took a lot of courage, and I'm proud of me, and I won't tolerate no more. And I'm not going to, and I shouldn't have to. And I will never, there's good and there's bad, and accept them for their ugly, and you got to love somebody in their darkest. No, that's all bullshit. That's all bullshit. Because if someone generally cared about somebody, they would treat them the way they want to be treated. That's just how it goes. And if they don't treat you the way they want to be treated, unless they like that stuff, BDSM isn't always mean. Sometimes it's love too. And there's more love in the BDS community than there is in domestic violence.
There is. They're actually pretty staunch on that too. I mean, if you go swooping into a BDSM chat room and you're just talking about hurting people, yeah, those people are probably going to call you out, because something about that, it really is like soft domination is a type of thing. Not to get too graphic about it. A lot of people use that as a healing system. You know,
So my question is, can growth happen while staying, or does it sometimes require distance? And I'm gonna say both ways. In peace and love, Empress, peace and love. And you all stay tuned. We have on the 13th of this month, we have the Empress Audrey coming on, and we're gonna talk about how there is healthy trauma bonds. There's healthy trauma bonds. So stay tuned. It's going to be a great episode because we meet people in the trauma that we're in, but we also leave them in the trauma that we're no longer in. And there's such thing as healthy trauma.
I like
there really
that.
is. So mine is, can growth happen while you're staying, or does it sometimes require distance? And I'm going to say both. But it's got to take both of you. It's got to take both of you. All my relationships that I've ever been in, my whole entire life, the people are still my friends to this day. Every one of them. I can call up any one of them and talk to them, and they'll probably give me something if I need it, to be honest with you. And I support them and they support me. And it's because I didn't leave them where they had to get a PPO, or I didn't degrade them. I left them for me. And they respected that. You know? So they knew they had problems, and they knew they were the problem, and they knew that they couldn't fix it while I was with them. But after I left them, every one of them been married. Right after I leave them, they get married. I get them ready for marriage.
It's all right. I get it. That's for all my history buff.
Say what, SGF Graham?
That's definitely a good way to think about it. They always get married too, but I always think, woo, boy, I dodged one. I always felt sorry for the dude. I was like, oh, you were lame. Oh my goodness. You were so
So SGF Graham, how do trauma bonds blur the lines between love and survival?
Mm-hmm. I know
You
this
want the
one. You can hear me?
Yeah, do you want the next one?
No, I can take this one. Trauma bonds. When people go through the same things, similar things, they can talk about and be relatable. All of a sudden, they feel like we know each other. No, you just know each other pain, and you know, especially if financially it ain't in the right place or whatever, then now it's on survival mode or whatever. It's just two people sharing trauma. They don't know no other way to even talk besides trauma, so they're probably going to yell a lot and think it's regular. You know, statistics say 80% of the people go back into the type of relationship that they just left. So now they're probably in that with shared trauma, with nobody figuring out how to get out. Then you have the ones that actually make it because at least one of them already made it out, and they accidentally made it into this situation. But one of them have to made it out. If it's just both people on the same level, now it's just survival mode or whatever. You know, they love each other, but they don't know no other way to talk to each other. Where because they met each other with the trauma that they shared. Whatever, and that's what I noticed or whatever. Like it's always got to be one that's made it out, but just for some reason something drug it back in. He misjudged who he was with, or miscalculated his own steps, her own steps, whatever. You know, that's when you know it can make it because you didn't mean to get here, or whatever. And you're relatable to her, but you can also or him, but you're also know how to bring them out, and they're willing to come out, not willing to stay and to challenge you.
Yeah. I have a question for you, Moon Tortoise. How do we separate patience from self-abandonment?
How do we separate patience from self-abandonment? Well, no, that's a deep and complex question. Patient, self-abandonment. Well, I guess you can be patient till you kind of put everything else on hold in your life, right? You only be patient too long. Sometimes you try to do 1,000 things and none of them make 100% sense to you, and you feel overwhelmed with it and stuff. I guess perseverance and trying to remember, especially what we were talking about earlier, is that time lost. It is hella not as important as the time you have left. So patience can be a virtue, and I suppose it can be a crippling problem if you let it. But so can saltines or whatever. I don't know. You can eat yourself sick on them. Drink too much water till you die.
So my question is, what role does fear and loneliness play in choosing to stay? A lot. A lot. I yeah, you accept a lot because you don't want to be alone. Um like I said before at the job, I knew the outcome. I knew what it was going to be like. I knew who was going to shit on me, who was going to treat me good and who wasn't. I was aware. I just didn't want to not have a job, and I didn't want to be alone. I didn't want to be at home by myself in my thoughts. And going there gave me a reason to wake up lots of times. And when I walked in the room and I seen that resident that said, "Thank God that it's you that's working today," I knew I had to keep doing it because a lot of people didn't care, and it showed. It showed on how they treated others. It showed when I had residents saying that that they wanted me to leave when they left the facility. They wanted me to go with them and do private care for them. I knew it wasn't me. It was the business. It was the job. It was the government. It was the society. It was the the structure system that was fucked. So fear and loneliness plays a lot. People don't want to be alone, so they'll accept whatever is the first thing that comes to them, even though they're not ready for it because they haven't completely healed themselves. I had someone call me, and when they called me, it was terrible. One was calm and one was erratic, and I was like, that's toxic no matter how you look at it. And it was loud and it was uncontrolled, and there was no focus except for the calm one that was an ass. And they were focused to be an ass. That was their intent, and they did it calmly. And that was just crazy. It was crazy because I think that if people would have waited longer and took care of themselves and really fixed them without the fear of being alone, maybe they wouldn't have jumped into something so quick, and they could have built a friendship with the other people first and really got to know somebody. You know, I've done it myself. I've done it myself lots of times. And then I realized just because someone wants you doesn't mean you have to want them in return. There's a lot of things that they look good. They look good until you get close. But hey, shit even looked like my food the other day, and my food tasted good. And I don't know how good shit tastes. So, are you with us, Moon Tortoise? No? All right. How about this one, SGF Graham? What does it mean to leave with compassion rather than resentment?
With me, I just leave in silence. I let them have whatever words they want to say. Even with the job, you know, I still meet people at the job, and because I didn't thrash out, you know, relationships just because I peace out or whatever. Ain't no need to do all that yelling and stuff my mom made up. You know, whatever it is, next time when I see them, we're not friends, but it's cordial. They don't have no beef to me. They probably feel like they made a fool out themselves and I was able to just move on or whatever. When I meet people from my jobs, they be like, "Hey, they didn't have to do you like that. I don't. That was so dope how you didn't say nothing back. I couldn't have did that." And like so. That's how I do it.
Are you back, Moon Tortoise? No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Emergency.
I'm gonna try to read this properly. How do you grieve what could have been while choosing what is best?
How do you grieve what could have been while choosing what is best?
Yes.
Let me see. I come back and then you're like, okay, here's a good one. With a keen eye on progress for yourself and the ones you care about around you.
I had
'Cause that
someone
sounds
say, no, go ahead.
No, so that sounds really like a bad place to be in.
Well, I had someone say to me, go ahead, SGF Graham, before you forget.
That question made me sound cold hearted. Because
How do you
it
grieve
ain't no
what could have
it.
been?
Yeah, that question made me sound cold hearted. I do not grieve at all. Or whatever. For some reason, ever since I was a kid, everything that I let go, I sing that song TKO. It's over with. Once that song start just replaying and I start singing it out loud, that's like my cue that this is done. Or whether it's a job or whatever it is, it's done. Well, there ain't no grief. The grief is staying. That's the grief. Well, staying longer when I know I should be gone. That's when I'm grieving. It's relief.
So I had one of my exes come to me and talk to me and said to me, and they're married and everything, and they said to me, you know, it should have been you and I. It should have been you and I. I was thinking the other day, it really should have been you and I that got married. We should be in this. And I was like, I know, because I get it. But at the end of the day, I'm just like, no, because you weren't you. You weren't who you are today then. And nah, I had to go for you to be who you are today. So no, I love you for who you are today. And I will miss you for what we had. But nah, I wasn't gonna stay in that anymore. So that's how I take it, that you grieve for what could have been while choosing what it is, what's best for you. And walking away with what's best for me.
I wasn't looking at that at all in the aspect of relationships. At all. At all. When it comes to my past relationships, honestly, I don't talk about what they're going through. It's kind of a respect thing because I feel as fucked up as my life has been and as hard as the person I am is actually to deal with sometimes, I can cause a lot of trauma. I can cause trauma. I am part of that. Anyone who I've hung out with for any predetermined amount of time has gone through horrible trauma just from knowing me. I want that to change. Bad. I don't have any grief over the relationships other than I hope that they're doing well. And whether I know that or not, maybe they are. That's all. I'm against toxic culture. When I say grief over what could have been, I mean like bigger seismic problems with people you love or larger ideals that get buried without honor. And I don't have time to talk about what that means. But when it comes to relationships, I'm against toxic ex culture. I learned things through trauma bonded situations. I've suffered through them. I laughed through them. It's part of the human experience. Oh,
Everybody,
we're supposed to
everybody I've left have been better because I left. Because me leaving made them grow. So, no, I guess I get it. So, how about this one then? S. Jeff Graham, what advice would you give someone standing at this crossroad today? Stay or go. The courage to grow.
Yeah, I don't know that situation. If it's, I really can't say or whatever because I might be going through a situation. Somebody might tell me to go, and or whatever, and I know that it's growing, so I can stick it out. But once it gets stagnant, I say yes, it might be time for me to go. Unless that stagnant position was my goal. If my goal was to get to this, then okay, that's great. But if we're not getting here, we're stagnant. It's going down. It's time to go. My favorite thing that I like to say that I got from one of my mentors years ago is that if 1+1 don't equal 2, I can't do it. Like it can't. We got to be adding or whatever. It can't be no 1+0, 1-1. Well, we got to be 1+1 all the way. Once that stops, it doesn't make no sense why this is still going on.
Okay. More into this. Are you with me?
I am.
So, what advice would you give someone who is standing at this crossroad today?
What are to stay or go?
Yeah, the courage to grow.
Everything's based on some kind of horrifying math. I would say do the math. Math doesn't have to involve numbers. It can involve feelings, emotions. You talked about the universe telling you what to do earlier. Listen to that. The universe is one smart son of a bitch, and it will point you in the right direction. And sometimes that's going to be on the hard difficulty. I learned how to play hard games, right? You kind of enjoy them after a while. It's going to be hard. Build a support system. In reality, you could be in a terrible situation. Reach out. There's a lot of facets to it. Others will give you courage, especially if you're suffering alone. Yeah.
So for me, I would tell somebody, both of you have to remove the expectations you have for one another. If you want to make it work in a situation or a job or whatever the case may be, if you want to continue in that, then remove the expectations that you put on yourself and on them. Remove those expectations and stop looking at that person or that job with its title and start looking at it as you want to be there. And then you both have to fix it and grow. Or the job, you have to expect what you get from the job. Just remember, a snake's a snake and what a snake's going to do. But you got to allow a snake to be a snake because you got it in your garden. So I'm just saying, if you want to stay, then both of you have to remove expectations that you have for one another and build together and start fresh. And if you're ready to go, then go. But don't go with hatred. Don't go with baggage that you got to heal from. Go with peace in your heart. Go with clarity in your mind. It didn't work out. Doesn't mean that that person's a bad person. Just means that person wasn't meant for you. And that job wasn't a bad job. It's just you weren't meant for that job. You're meant for something greater. But yeah, no, at the end of the day, it's a choice you make. But you either got to shit or get off the pot because somebody has to use that bathroom.
Just Young saying. Jesus said, I got 10 bathrooms. I can shit all day.
Yeah. And Diddy had a bottle of Vaseline or baby oil in every one of them. So
I know. I can't test anything. I still haven't heard anything about Young Jeezy. Maybe.
So anyways, what does Tom Schul say? What does Tom Schul say about today? And I wish it was dated. That'd be so fun if it was dated.
Oh, shit. I mean, there's some dates somewhere in this book. Oh, no. Yeah, stand by.
So, SGF Graham, how do we choose confidence? How do we rebuild it after we learn to walk away?
Remain with yourself. Figure yourself out. Understand what you can do and what you can't do by yourself for a little while.
Facts. Facts. It's okay to be alone. Tom Schul.
What does he say?
Motherfucker.
All right.
Funny.
Well, there's no title on this. It's just some kind of random poem. It says, the droning stopped. Mr. Wilson's eyes once again started to focus. Sweat covered his aching body. No sooner had the buzzing left his head. Well, are you ready yet? Screeched a falsetto the SS agent. You are making me very impatient. I have no idea what your pain shot through him. The trickle of blood ran down his forehead and into his eyes, obscuring his vision. The piercing laugh of the interrogator filled the room as a clumsy hand dropped the tone arm once again to the spinning disc.
Dun, dun, dun.
Right? I just random page. Just open it.
It's so peculiar. Damn, so peculiar. I wish I knew about that book when he was still here. Because I would love to talk about that book with him.
That's that grief of the time lost that I was talking about. That it is. I'm like, man, I can't ask this. I can't show him this. It brings me grief.
There's no such thing as time lost, though. It's experience and love gained.
Perception.
Perception. That's what we're going to talk about on Thursday's show. Perception. Thursday's show is called. Let me get to it. And it's about perception.
I want to read Audrey Roddy's comment while you're looking.
Go ahead.
Sitting with yourself and understanding who you are and what you want and need is powerful. Darn Skippy.
It is. Thursday's show, Eyes Not Our Own, Seeing Without Defending. What changes when we stop preparing our responses and start truly listening. Eyes Not Your Own, Seeing Without Defending invites us to step outside our lived experiences and look through somebody else's lens, without armor, without excuses, without ego. This conversation explores how defensiveness blocks understanding, how empathy opens doors, and how perspective can transfer conflict into connection. That will be Thursday's show. You want to hear more and find out more? Tune in. It's going to be a good conversation. And don't forget, January 13th, at the right time, the same time, always time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This Friday, we're doing Twisted Takes, music reviews. Send your music in, $5 for 2 songs, and let us give you our opinion. and help you with your craft. So let's do our positive quotes or information or little ditties for the sunshines.
I thought it was positive quotes.
Ask Jeff Graham, what is your positive ditty for the sunshine?
My positive what?
Message. Ditty for the sunshine. No ditty.
Oh, come back to me. That threw me off. Come back to me.
That's all right. Honduras, positive message.
Yeah, you're gonna have to come back to me. Ask Jeff. No, I'm sorry.
Uno.
Positive message. Recognize the signs and change your situation. You'll regret is a awful feeling, and if you think you're going to feel regret, the universe might be telling you you're going to feel regret. So my positive message is letting go can be one of the most freeing and amazing experiences in your life, like ripping off a Band-Aid. We need to heal. I love you.
My positive message is, do you know what love feels like? Because love isn't supposed to hurt, especially after a certain age. We're supposed to smile from deep down in once we choose to love ourselves. And if you can find someone that gives you that love and that holds the umbrella in your storm, even when they're mad at you, maybe it's worth it. Maybe. But at the end of the day, love yourself regardless, because you can get an umbrella. That's Jeff Graham.
All right. So, if you decide to stay and grow, change the cycle. If you decide to go, change the cycle. The answer is to change the cycle. You got to change what's going on, regardless if you stay or grow. You stay or go.
Mm-hmm. Growth is not always loud. Sometimes it is quiet moments when you finally choose yourself. Whether you stay and rebuild or go and begin again, the courage is to grow. It comes from listening to what your spirit has been trying to say all along. Thank you for spending this time with us and the People's Podcast, with the ears that will listen and where your opinion matters. And once again, thank you to our sponsor, Shimmerwood CBD Infused Seltzers. Use our promo code ThePeople and get 30% off and support your movement of calm and clarity. Until next time, stay honest, stay human if you want to, if you think you are one. If not, stay celestial. Stay spiritual, stay a bean, and keep growing. Peace and love.
I got a moon now.
Peace.
I didn't see it though. It's not hanging.
Oh, it's hanging. Look at this.
Oh, I was looking at you the whole time through the little square at the bottom. My bad. I see it. You got a bright light. It's like an idea.
Bright light.
Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people. Rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage. All got perspective. It's a collective. Get to the bottom where the truth is. Where the heart's uncovered. Where you detox from all of the lies you smothered. Where them tries to kill you. Or faith you recover. Yeah. Peel off the makeup. We finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up. Execute goes regardless. Decalcify my pineal. Breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe. So down me we know. Sometimes we can be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's an art tool. Reflect on all the juice like torture. It's on you, tell the truth.
Yeah, we about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's talk. Listen. Yeah, aim in the fit so you see in the mirror. Play with your focus and watch it get clear. Polish your crown, turn it up if you wear it. You live in the root, release what you're fearing. And watch it all rise, the righteous will hear it. They calling us twisted, I'm not even caring. Because it's unseen, the mind is too barren. They won't even heal it, they pass it to cheering. We over here healing, conversing and listening. Know that the truth isn't always appealing, but end it with healing and find your beginning. Frequency positive, what you receiving. Perception is up to you, what you believing. What you retrieving, mentally speaking. Life that they breathing, no words from a heathen. Don't know it all, but together undefeated. Conversation, rather want it, you need it. Could fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the tribe with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation, rather want it, you need it. Could fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the tribe with the students and teachers.